Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. 18W46A is this snapshot, and in it we have a new light source, an animated new light source. Check this out, the lantern block looking absolutely gorgeous here. What a wonderful texture. I'm very excited to have a new light source in the game, one that's very buildable as well. And these ones that you see right here on the posts and hanging from up above, they did not generate with this village. That's one of the first things I wanted to find out. Turns out that they still generate with the old torches on wall. Clearly, this is far superior. A new light source, and it comes in two states. As you can see, it can be placed on top of a block, where it doesn't have a chain above it, and it can hang from a block as well, where the chain then appears. Now, if I place down this diorite, and we put a block here, and then we place another one on top of it, it stays the same. So it's based on how you place it. If I put it on this block, it's not hanging. If I put it on the one above, it is. And if we just pay attention to the bottom and the textures here, notice how they sort of move around as I move around. That's because this is actually 1 pixel off of the block down below, and we can manipulate this by using the debug stick. I can click on it over and over again, and we switch between hanging being true and false. And on the right hand side of your screen where it says targeted block, you can see the hanging changing from green to false. So that is really cool. The way that you craft this block is with a single torch and some iron nuggets right here, and that gives you one lantern. I think that's a really decent recipe. This thing also emits more light than a torch does. So the way we figure this out is we place down a torch away from some other light sources, and we stand on it and we look at the F3 screen. It says block 14. That is the value of this. Yes it is. You're very nosy, and you've got a big nose. And if we put down the lantern right here, you can see that the block value when we stand on top of it is 15. So it emits one more light level than the torch. And that, I believe, is everything there is to know at the moment. I just want to say once again, what a great texture. I love that it's animated as well. A couple of snapshots ago, we got a whole bunch of new and interesting blocks. These don't have any GUIs or anything new to them just yet, but some of the textures have changed. The Stonecutter here is now animated, which suits it far better because it looks like it should be doing something. Then we have the smithing table. This is a glorious texture. I especially like looking at it from this angle over here. In fact, I'm quite fond of the side of it as well. We also have a cartography table. This feels like it would be fantastic to have in the middle of a dark oak bench of some sort. So it could really make a desk feel more detailed. Still can't rotate these though. They always face the same direction. And the same is true of the fletching table, which is a little softer on the eyes with more of a birch wood look to it. This is an improvement. I'm still not fully sold on this, but it's a lot nicer. And over the back here, I'm glad one of these spawned because the banner has changed slightly. Still got its orange name, and I incorrectly stated that this thing could be crafted in survival. That's not actually true. Although it displays 6 of the layers, there are actually more to them, and now there's an additional border layer as well, making this banner even more unique. So remember, in these snapshots we're seeing things in development. We just killed the leader of this group. You can see there are 4 Vindicators along with that Pillager. There's no Illager Beast. Those have actually been removed from spawning at the moment, and I'm sure we'll get to see them again in the future. So I've created a flat world to check out these changes to the Illager patrols. As far as I can tell, the leader sort of picks a direction and the others follow. Not knowing what the exacted intended behavior is, it's hard to really see what the changes are. One thing I've noticed is that they are indeed spawning in groups of 5. Sometimes it can be all of the pillagers, and sometimes it's one pillager with 4 vindicators, and quite often a mix. And sometimes they lose their leader as well and get lost in a little pack on their own, and then they just stand around together. The next big change to show you may have something to do with the removal of an option called VBO. Now, I don't know what VBO is, and I'm sure someone's going to tell me in the comments. There used to be an option to turn them on and off here. That has been removed. VBOs will now always be used. So let's go and check out this bug fix that I think it might be related to. So I could be entirely wrong about this, and that's absolutely fine, but the change you're about to see, I'm not wrong about, because you'll see it in action. We're now going to change this to stone so that you've seen that we've built a hollow room using this command. Okay, and now we're going to go and grab a slab. I should have been more prepared for this. Okay, so when we break this wall, light gets to go into that room. We can see the light spreading into it. When I put this slab here, the light is still spreading into that room. That is something that did not happen before. We can do this with stairs as well and still see into the room, and what players used to do is they would build mob farms, which are like dark rooms for hostile mobs to spawn, and then you would build a wall out of slabs so you could look into that room and see exactly what's going on. But now the light will actually pass through these blocks. So I'm going to put on screen a bunch of examples from the bug tracker which will show you what happens with this bug in action. We've all placed down slabs and stairs on ceilings or near light sources and seen some funkiness before. Hopefully this bug fix will remove that entirely. It also removes this clever old trick where you used to use slabs to look into an area without letting the light pass through. I know some players are going to complain about that, but to be fair, it kind of makes a lot of sense. Turns out the way this change has been implemented is pretty intelligent. There has to be a gap in order for this to work. You know, I was thinking, oh, what if this means we can just hide light sources under slabs? But no, of course, it blocks off the light entirely. So what if we're placing our slabs at this height? Well, then it lets the light out, but that's only because there is a gap there. So when we close up all of the gaps, the light can't pass through the block. We have some changes to scaffolding as well. The distance at which you can extend blocks from the base has been extended by 2. So it used to be 4 and now it's 6. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, it says distance 6. When we place one, you'll notice it jumps up to 7 for a second. That's because it's the block that then falls down. So 2 extra blocks distance, in my mind, doesn't really address the problem here, which is that it's a bit of a pain. It's still a pain when you have to go all the way across as well. I have a suggestion. I can't remember if I put this in a video or not, but when you come all the way out like this, I think it'd be really cool if the one that dropped down just dropped its bamboo legs all the way down to the bottom so it looked like it was supported, but you couldn't climb up for it, and then you could just continue pillaring across. I think that would be great, but hey, you know, that's just my idea. So this snapshot also has a new mystery block. There is some speculation as to what this is, and so this will simply be speculation. This block is called the Jigsaw Block. You can access it by using commands, and if we place it down, it clearly has some sort of placeholder texture, right? I'm also now curious as to what's on the bottom side. It's just blank. Okay, we can rotate this with the stick as well, so it can be placed in a bunch of different directions. There isn't much info about it on the F3 screen on the right hand side, but it does have an interface. It has a target pool, an attachment type, and then it turns into something. The best way I can describe what I think this block is to think of structure blocks and how we have things in the game that generate that are much larger than a structure block. I believe this is part of the game's engine or code for creating these big structures being turned into a block format so that players can take structure blocks and link them together. So I believe that the Jigsaw block will have something to do with how structures like this generate if players want to create their own using multiple structure files inside of a structure block. For now, it is just speculation, and there's a good chance I could be entirely wrong. So this is the part of the video where I tell you about things not specifically related to this snapshot. For example, the Illager Beast used to be scared of rabbits. Then this was removed in an earlier snapshot, and then Jeb tweeted to confirm that the Illager Beast isn't going to be afraid of no rabbit. The multi-shot enchantment of a crossbow works with firework rockets. We have one of them. When we shoot this, it'll get split up into 3 at once. A witch hut found in the swamp has a small chance of spawning with a black cat. When I first came here, this cat was actually at the feet of the witch, so it spawns in the same location. Wow, that's fascinating. Look, when the cat spawns here inside the witch hut, it will be a black cat, but if it's outside of it, it can be any type of cat. The same goes for using the summon command as well. Oh, that's a really strange way of it being done. Today I learned that cats can drown. Oh, this is so sad. They're all drowning. I feel like a monster now. So here's a technical change. It is now possible using advancements to detect what armor a mob is wearing when you attack it. And that includes swords as well. So if I go ahead and punch this zombie, then nothing happens. And I could summon in a zombie with less armor than this. And so this one has the diamond armor but not the swords. And when I punch this one, we get the advancement. Hey, there it is. And the last of these things I'd like to show you is a little something that DocM77 discovered and showed in a video. Sometimes these spawn in packs with Vindicators, right? If you rename it to Johnny, it actually goes and attacks the Illager Beast, and probably other pillagers as well. It seems to be cool with the pillagers, it just doesn't like the Illager Beast. So the floor of the end dimension still hasn't generated. What can I say? This is a snapshot, and that is a wonderful sight. This is the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, then leave a like. It makes a difference here on YouTube, and as always, I thank you for doing that. It supports the channel. Your support is appreciated. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then you can subscribe and stay up to date with all of the Minecraft updates that are happening. Anyway, that is it from me at this one. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.